Way station, way station. Anything else? What else do we got here? Way station? Just to be safe, I should probably get another pair of boots, since these are about to go bad. Except I can't. Okie doke then.
Beginning scan. Have a pleasant journey. Have a pleasant journey.
Today's a good day. This one's for you.
I'm not. Way station.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Let's go drop off the 1/4 capital knot. It's way out. I feel like they're just gonna keep spawning. Dang. Oh, I'm not wearing my hat. Put your hat on. Why do you keep dropping all your cargo? I'm gonna have to stop doing that at some point because my shoes can go bad. This will be the last one. down here. This'll be the last one. Pick you up at least. Okay, back to Capital. Drop all this off, then head to the way station. Promise we'll continue onward. Here we go. Thanks, Maximum Funny. You know what? I'm giving you some lights. Oh, there you did. Never mind. If I could, I'd give you more. Pull this off. Sam the Postman. Best delivery boy in town.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Weapons restrictions. Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. ID. Clear.
It's a close
All
one.
weapons will remain locked
Yeah.
until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you. Welcome to Capital Knot City. Proceed to distribution center.
I need new boots. I need new boots. I'll only have one pair left. Keep going back and forth to send this cargo home. I want some dice. This has been a good workout.
Name's Sam.
Decontaminating suit. Footwear condition poor. Replacement is advised.
Thanks for letting me know. There we go.
Thanks for the delivery. Gotta say, I really appreciate you going the extra mile.
No problem. I was just outside. You keep those plant samples safe. And as well as our mixtapes. Tableware. We can't forget the fork and knife. Fear is pleasure, the Egyptian view of the brain. Some of this facility's bandwidth has been shared with Sam. More structures can now be built. The amount of material Sam can use has been increased. Oh, miscellaneous is really going up.
Hey, I got something for you.
Oh, a star.
See you soon, brother. Good work.
Okay, now we gotta go.
Beginning scan. Footwear condition poor. Replacement is advised.
I know. I'm gonna literally run them ragged.
Have a pleasant journey. Keep on weapons restrictions lifted.
Thanks for the help. Today's a good day.
Anything in here? Just some climbing anchors.
Always like the quiet.
What'd you say? Taking all your way station stuff. You will stay there for now. There. Okay, let's go.
Too close. How you doing, Sam?
Down we go. He's gonna break any second now, any second now. I'm gonna get sore feet. almost there. Shoes are probably going to give out as soon as I get through the door.
Always like the quiet.
How you doing, BB?
That's it. Everything's okay.
My object deck's like a little mobile. Okay, moving on.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you.
Here, I'm returning all of this. Take it. Everything off my back.
Delivering cargo.
That's a lot of cargo.
Thank you, Sam. Gotta say, you truly are incredible.
Hope you give me a bunch of likes. Backup fuel. Tranquilizers. Yeah, that's another thing. Is like, do we have any livestock in these little bunkers? Hey! Bandwidth has increased. George has provided data for the following Lunan's mask frame color: rose pink. Geez, miscellaneous is just going up so quickly. You've awarded the title Skilled Handler. Continue to strive for greater recognition. You've reached miscellaneous grade 20. You will now receive more likes.
All right then. Thanks for everything.
Okay.
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery terminal.
Solid a capital knot. What do we got?
You'll be delivering supplies for a Cairo printer. The distro center you're going to has one. First expedition set it up. On its own, it's no different from your run-of-the-mill 3D printer. Connected, though, it can utilize Cairo network data to reproduce all kinds of things. And you can imagine how handy that might be. Now, I know I don't need to tell you, but steer clear of any BTs you find out there. Avoid out's the last thing we need.
Sam, it's Hartman. Void outs occur when the living of our world come into contact with beached things. The reaction is similar to what a physicist would call an annihilation, when a subatomic particle collides with its antiparticle. Alas, there ends our understanding. Why do the dead transform into BTs? Why are void outs only triggered by human contact? And why are people like you able to return seemingly unscathed? No one knows. Yet it cannot be a coincidence that these phenomena were observed only after we discovered the beach and bridged this world and the next. Anyway, to reiterate, the only reliable means by which you can prevent a void out is to stay far, far away from BTs.
Okay. Deliver 6 pieces of cargo. If you do not deliver the required amount, the order will be considered a failure. 30 kilograms of raw meals. You'll hopefully be okay. Okay, Boots.
Order assigned.
I know you won't let us down, Sam.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
What's this?
Sam, if you stumble across any memory chips on the road, be sure to submit them via the nearest terminal. There's no telling what kind of rare and valuable data they might contain. You're sure to make someone very, very happy with your contribution.
Okay.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure. All clear. Welcome.
Thank you.
Sand Porter Bridges.
Kindly.
All right then. Thanks for everything.
Well, would you look at this?
Restore your first memory.
Thank you so much, Sam.
Following data can now be viewed in your cufflinks. Frame arms. Biako.
Thank you for your contribution.
Frame Arms was a series of original plastic robot figurines created by Kotobukiya, one of Japan's premier manufacturers of plastic models. Each robot shares the same basic frame architecture, with different external parts being attached to create an individual mechanoid. The Biako, White Tiger, figurine is a rare masterpiece based on one of Yoji Shinkawa's designs. The full realized world and captivating story behind the Frame Arms series won it many dedicated fans. Wow. So are these just scattered out throughout the world? Before the Stranding, the whole world was connected. There were networks, social networks we called them, that people used to communicate all the time. They shared all sorts of stuff through them. A random thought, a pretty picture, a home movie, you name it. And if you liked something that someone else had uploaded, you let them know by giving them, well, a like. Sounds weird, I know, but that's the truth. Eventually, someone ran tests on the users of these networks and discovered that receiving a like triggered a rush of oxytocin. The theory was that it stemmed from a sense of being acknowledged. Even though you couldn't see the person you were interacting with, it still felt like they were accepting you, praising you. And who wouldn't like that? But that same process is at the heart of the mule phenomenon. It's believed that an overdependence on the oxytocin rush provided by these kinds of interactions is a factor in porters going rogue. With this in mind, it wouldn't be wrong to characterize mules as oxytocin addict. In essence, they're social animals at the mercy of validation. In other words, you feel like you need to have some kind of validation in order to feel... yeah. Whether they realize it or not, the people of our fallen nation suffers greatly as a result of the separation and isolation we all must endure. That's why oxytocin supplementation is so vital. However, not all of us require it to survive. In fact, recent studies have shown something very interesting indeed. An increase in the number of people who regard fear not as a stressful experience to be avoided, but a pleasurable one to be sought out. In humans, the amygdala regulates the emotional responses to fear and pleasure-induced stimuli. Some scientists theorize that because these contradictory emotions are processed by the same region, we may have the capacity to convert one into the other. Conversely, were the two governed by different parts of the brain, such a transformation would be impossible. In an age when threats such as BTs, timefall, and terrorism abound, could the ability to experience fear as pleasure serve as a useful mutation? An adaptation, even? I don't see why not. It is common nowadays to think of the personality, the mind, of consciousness as a whole, as phenomena born exclusively of the brain. However, to the ancient Egyptians, things were different. They believed that a person's soul, their spiritual essence, resided in the heart. As a result, the mummification process involved the removal of all internal organs save this one, the brain included. To the Egyptians, a man's ka was represented by and contained within the heart, whereas the ha was made up of the other organs and the remainder of the flesh. Hardly a picture compatible with modern medical science. But consider for a moment the BBs which porters utilize in the field, and the brain-dead still mothers to which they are bound. Could it not be said that in turning our attention away from the brain and toward the heart, the womb, the umbilicus, in our quest to grow closer to the world of the dead, that we are perhaps returning to the old ways?
Weapons restrictions lifted.
BB likes it when you whistle, Sam. Climbing anchor. Looks like we got some kind of camp up ahead. I'm just waiting for my shoes to give out. I don't like this music. I definitely do not like this music. Looks like I might be able to stay on the shoreline here. Move on. Might have to cross over here though, but looks like I might be going in hostile territory.
Heads up, Sam. Your cargo's been pinged. Move. Now, before someone has
I'm
eyes.
doing.
Get to your destination ASAP if you don't want to get caught.
Come on, Boots. I going? Okay. Let's go down to the shore. Follow the coastline. Oh no. Baby beef, we're crossing. Here we go. Once I stay over here, I should be okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. See, we're going away. We're going away. The bad things are not gonna hurt us. We're okay. See, the bad things are not gonna hurt us. Don't worry.
I think you were afraid.
See? We made it. Bad things are going bye-bye. There's the way station.
Something wrong, Sam?
I don't know. Kid doesn't look so hot.
Nothing to worry about. Its functions are temporarily suspended, but they can be restored. I can perform the necessary maintenance at a distribution center. Hurry, though.
It's okay. See? The bad things are gone now. Don't worry, we're gonna get you some help, BB.
When the strain on your BB exceeds sustainable levels, it triggers the production of harmful compounds, and the body, in essence, begins to attack itself. It's called autotoxemia. If your BB's not performing to spec, drop by your private room and see if the incubator helps.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you.
It's okay, BB. We're here. We're gonna get you some help.
Footwear condition poor. Replacement is advised.
Way station folks told me all about you. Sam Bridges, with the second expedition, right? The guy expanding the chiral network on his lonesome, when he's not out making deliveries. So what'd you bring us? Let's see it. Talk about above and beyond. Thanks. Must have had to pass through BT territory to get here too, didn't you? They weren't joking when they said you were a legend.
You've been awarded the title of Expert Handler. More successful deliveries will earn you greater trust and respect. You've achieved delivery volume grade 10. You can now carry more cargo.
Okay, it's time. Do you mind connecting us to the network?
Sam, as always, thanks for bringing more folks into the UCA.
As more facilities join the UCA, Bridges headquarters will be able to provide additional functionality to those facilities, such as the ability to fabricate equipment and weapons via the delivery terminal. The range of available weapons and equipment may increase, and new terminal functions and information may be added as things progress. New interview data acquired. New features have been added to your cufflinks, mail and data. New option has been added to the delivery terminal, recycle. Now connected to the chiral network, enabling you to see and access other place structures.
Looks like we're on the chiral network. And with those materials you brought for our chiral printer, we can produce supplies for you here as needed. Think of it as our way of returning the favor. Now head west and keep on doing what you do.
Good. The distro center is on the network.
Sam, do me a favor. Take your BB to a private room and connect it to the incubator.
Good work.
Dead man, you there? Little help?
Okay, Sam. Remove the pod and connect it to that incubator.
It's in.
Good. A temporary excessive stress. Easily addressed if we return it to its mother's womb.
Mother?
Located in the capital Knot City ICU. Brain dead, of course.
You mean still mother?
Correct. A still mother's womb facilitates a connection between the world of the dead and the BB. And you, in turn, connect yourself to a BB, granting you the ability to sense BTs. These pods were designed to simulate the conditions inside a still mother's womb. BBs need to believe they're in one at all times to function properly. However, we can only maintain this deception for so long, which is why we must periodically update the environmental data by synchronizing it with a still mother via the chiral network. There. The update is in progress. Right now, the pod is synchronizing with the still mother in capital Knot City and reconfiguring its settings based on the latest data. Returning your BB to the womb in this manner will temporarily reduce its stress levels. That being where it technically belongs, of course.
Kid looks happy.
I'll try adjusting the oxytocin dosage. Autotoxemia should set in much slower from now on. You should remember that BBs are just equipment. Try not to get attached. Each one has been physically removed from its still mother's womb. A process that renders them unpredictable and prone to failure. No BB on record has remained in service for over a year. It may need to be retired before this expedition is over.
And then? You saying there's no way to keep my BB alive?
You must understand, there is still a great deal we don't know about BBs. As we expand the chiral network and recover more past data, perhaps we'll find our answers. Oh, right. You asked me to look into why the BTs might be reacting to your blood. I spoke with Hartman. We should have your results soon. Anyway, get some rest. You and your BB are both exhausted. Good night, Sam.
London Bridge is falling falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Sam? Can you see me?
How are things over there?
Still not under guard. Still not chained up. Still can't leave. But if you can keep making connections, if you can get to me, we can go back east. Back home. Thank you. I mean that. It's bad. There are fewer and fewer people in the cities these days. No one's having children anymore. But humans aren't made for living alone. They're supposed to come together, to help one another. And if we as a people can't do that, if we can't reconnect, then, well, it's like Bridget said, extinction.
Come on. Rebuilding America isn't gonna get rid of the BTs. As long as they're still around, there's no escaping it.
But at least we'll have hope. I'll be waiting, Sam. Waiting for you. Come and find me.
Hello, Sam. This is Hartman. Since you're awake, it might behoove you to freshen up. To that end, why not take a shower? It's good for the body and soul, and also my research as it happens.
Yeah, I can see that. Drink. Get that stamina up. Wonder what Sam's diet is like. Does he just drink Monster Energy? For that matter, where do you get fresh water? Because if Timefall... I don't know, does Timefall just evaporate after a while? Because if you think, if it's raining and it falls into a fresh water source, does that mean the entire water gets contaminated then? For that matter, why do we have technology that can turn water into Monster Energy? How the heck does that work? Kojima, explain! Meanwhile, Sam's just chugging Monster Energy here. Like it's coffee. Sticker terminal. Hey, we made it to... Let's see, Florida, Tennessee, Michigan's up there, Ohio, maybe? You might not get a reply, but don't let that get you down. Try calling out in various places and someone's bound to respond eventually. Crossing rivers draining your endurance. Try standing still. This should cause the gauge to refill slowly. Walking barefoot in worn-out boots will damage your feet. Continuing to walk around with damaged feet can lead to blood loss. If your footwear is damaged, you will tire more easily. If you keep walking regardless, the soles will eventually wear through, damaging your footwear beyond repair and injuring your feet. It's best to equip new footwear or find some sandalweed as quickly as possible. The yellow bar that appears on top of the blood gauge is known as the consciousness gauge. It will only appear in situations where your ability to stay conscious is at risk. If the consciousness gauge is depleted, Sam will fall unconscious. If you find yourself in need of weapons or equipment, try pressing R1 to scan the area around you. You might just find a useful item or two that have been dropped by other porters. You can alter the object's warning that appears when encountering BTs by opening the cufflink and selecting system. Once you've detected a piece of cargo by sending out a cargo scanner pin with R1, you can check its location by looking at the map or your cufflinks. You can also check the location for any cargo-carrying mules. If baby starts to cry, try to soothe it by gently rocking your controller back and forth. If you have the motion sensor function turned off in the options, you will need to slowly press R2 instead. Stolen cargo will be stored in a postbox somewhere in hostile territory. Other items, including your personal effects, will be dumped elsewhere. Select orders from the cufflinks, open the order confirmation screen, and select order details. Selecting orders from the cufflink, open the order confirmation screen, and select cancel order to cancel. All standard orders can be cancelled, but some orders for Sam cannot. Cargo for orders designated specifically for Sam is transported in gold containers, while standard order cargo containers are silver. Take special care of gold containers. You can't get them or their contents back if they're damaged beyond repair. If you abandon a piece of cargo by moving too far away from it, it will be considered lost and will be transported to another player's world. Any cargo not stored in a private locker can be lost, even if it has been loaded onto a vehicle. Equip PCC. Switching pages. Selecting structures. Exposure to timefall will gradually erode structures and roads. As things deteriorate, functions will begin to fail, and the deterioration continues, the structure may be destroyed altogether. This can be counteracted by contributing materials to the structure for repairs. The longer you hold L2 and R2, the further the weapon will travel. Release R2 to throw. Aim a thrown weapon and its expected trajectory will be displayed on screen. Thrown weapons have curved trajectories, so if you're doing battle with an airborne BT, it's better to get close to it and aim a little higher than might seem necessary. Use right and R to select a piece of equipment. Private rooms can be accessed via the delivery terminal in any facility connected to the chiral network. You don't have to go to a private room to read your mail. You can access them via your cufflinks. As more facilities join the UCA, bridges will be able to provide a much such as the ability to do... Okay. Bridge's primary objective is to rebuild America. And in order to rebuild, one of our main tasks is to reconnect cities and other settlements by reestablishing a delivery network. Back before the Death Stranding, the comms and delivery networks were what held society together. The whole thing was automated, AI managed. deliveries carried out by drone. The belief was that taking people out of the equation would revolutionize the entire system, but things didn't quite pan out that way. Instead, we started seeing cases of what would eventually be dubbed drone syndrome. It was too much for some folks to accept, leaving everything to machines and nothing for the common man. And indeed, the oxytocin deficiencies and hormonal imbalances we confirmed seemed to back up that assessment. Humanity needed to be part of the process, so laws were put in place, and we stepped back into the picture again. And then what happened? All the people put out of work by machines who got called up again convinced themselves society couldn't survive without them, and that brought on a whole new disorder. Delivery dependence syndrome, they called it. When the Death Stranding tore us apart, the delivery problem spiraled even further. It wasn't helped any by the fact that chiral clouds prevented planes and drones from flying, which meant we had to go back to relying completely on human couriers, whether we liked it or not. Eventually, delivering goods became all some live for. They were obsessed, addicted, consumed by the desire to deliver. Over time, they turned into the mules we know and love today. Wow. See, this is what I like about Kojima's games. It really makes you think about these kinds of situations and, what if scenarios. I mean, heck, with the whole COVID-19 pandemic and everyone being locked up for quarantine, you could kind of draw similarities to this. Basically, everything had been automated, or we had to do it all online, or by Uber. We couldn't really interact with people. Dang. Look, I'm kind of new here at Bridges, so I don't know if any of this will be useful to you. Still, I'm happy to talk about BBs, if that's what you want. They call me Dead Man, on account of my familiarity with the dead. Get it? We've always been on good terms, you see. Used to have regular little chats back when I worked in the morgue. Anyway, that's also the reason I work on BB maintenance and research, to learn more about those who are no longer with us. But I digress. Fact is, BBs were always being issued to our forces in the field before I joined Bridges. What's more, research into the little guys had already been conducted long, long ago, but no one took the plunge and put what they discovered to practical use. Still, what that did mean is that when Bridges wanted to build our own BBs, most of the work has already been done for us. We just needed to follow the instruction manual, so to speak. Which isn't to say that we have any idea how they work, not how they can detect BTs, or how they can connect this world to the other side. We still have much to learn about our little friends, but one thing is certain. Their continued study will lead us to a greater understanding of the Stranding, and of life and death itself. That much I can assure you. Well, I think that's about all I have to tell you today. Hopefully I'll have something new to share next time we chew the fat. See you around, I guess. Timefall was first recorded when the Death Stranding occurred, and despite all the years that have passed since then, we are no closer to understanding how or why it accelerates the passage of time for the objects and organisms it touches, or why it immediately turns to ordinary water having done so. Oh, that makes sense then. My question earlier about contaminated water. Some researchers have gone so far as to posit this process as stealing time. As for why timefall is observed only in certain places, all that we know for certain is that it is somehow affected by local chiral concentrations. This is merely a hunch, but something in me suspects that the Death Stranding may have warped our perception of the passage of time. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, you understand. We humans can conceive of our own deaths, and even of the possibility of a place beyond death, yes? We have the capacity to conceptualize the future, an evolutionary advantage which aided our development as a species. Well, what if Timefall has given us a new, supercharged version of this essential ability? One that will take us to the next stage of our evolution. Perhaps we wouldn't need to hide or hold ourselves up in the not cities. Perhaps in time, the Death Stranding will come to be seen as the phenomenon that saved our species. Exciting thoughts, I'm sure you'll agree. I, for one, can't wait to set out on our journey. Who knows what awaits us? Who knows indeed. Hey, all my things are gone. How you doing, little guy?
You okay?
Okay, I'll let you rest.
Sam, this is Hartman. Deadman relayed your request to me, as I oversee BT research. I'll be taking a sample of your shower water in order to study the effects your bodily fluids might have on a BT.
Study other people with dooms?
Everyone in Bridges, myself and Mama. Results thus far are inconclusive. But you possess other singular qualities, being a repatriate as well. I must confess to a measure of optimism.
Processing fluids. Waste products. Chirelli. Dispensing.
There. Take the sample with you. Should the opportunity arise, try using it on a BT. I'm curious to see how they react. Who knows? It may even prove beneficial to you. There was an old research paper detailing the effects of bodily fluids from individuals like us on BTs. It is only by recovering these materials that we can unearth the knowledge of the past. Not just the Death Stranding, but also the mystery of your body's unique properties and even our doom's affliction. There may well be hope for humanity. Sam, I have no interest in rebuilding America. I want to recover the past. 5, oh, 4, it's almost time.
2, 1. After you make your connections and nothing happens, then what? I said, then what?
Sam, sorry to bother you while you're taking a break, but I figured you'd want to hear this. Hell, maybe it'll help you rest easier. We received a number of messages addressed to you. I've not taken a look myself, but I gather they're mostly from your clients. You should see if they contain any useful information. Mail can be accessed via your cufflinks, as well as the terminal in your private room. There's something else I'd like to share with you. With the Chiral network, we now have the power to reclaim our past. Data once thought lost forever from every corner of America can be pieced back together from fragmented records. Our archives are still a work in progress, of course. But as we expand the network and integrate more way stations and cities, we'll be able to recover more and more information, such as the previous expedition's logs and reports. Everything they sent back was lost when Central Knot City was destroyed. Now, we've managed to restore some already, in fact. You can access them from a private room terminal or your cufflinks by selecting Archives. Might make for interesting reading.